You could argue the game of week 1, Ohio State, Texas was awesome. You could argue, though, the game of week 1 was LSU's win against Clemson. Now, we already unpacked the game. We already broke it down. Not here to rehash that. But there was a quote from Dabo Swinney, something he said addressing the game from that previous week, that I thought was a little bit interesting, and Brian Kelly also thought was a little bit interesting with how he responded. So Dabo Swinney, when talking about the game, says, essentially, we got the final exam on day 1 of class. And he says all these things to say how good LSU is. He says they got a great quarterback, they got a great back, they got some explosive players. They're going to be a tough team to deal with, is essentially what he says. And there's a little bit of a pregnant pause there. And then he says, they got a 65 on that final exam for the first day of class. We got a 58. Neither of us played great. And watching that back, I was like, ooh, man. You were saying such great things about LSU and taking that loss the way that you would maybe hope your head coach takes a loss and say, we fought hard, they're a good team, whatever, we'll see them down the road. But then that at the end felt like a little bit of a slight to LSU, saying they made a 65 on the final exam, made a 58. It's like, okay, if I'm an LSU fan, I'd feel some type of way about that. But then Brian Kelly was asked about that at his press conference during this week. And Brian Kelly did not let it slide. He essentially said, well, maybe he's just a kind grader, giving them a 58 and us a 65, saying it's a kind grade to give his team a 58, okay? Shots fired from BK. But then he also says, hey, we dominated them in the second half. Says maybe he didn't see the second half. I wouldn't blame him if he didn't see the second half. Maybe he didn't want to see the second half. And my first thought when I heard this, I put myself in the mindset of if I'm a player in that locker room, if I'm LSU, because that's all that matters here. The fan base is fun. It's fun for us to talk about it on this side of the camera and all that, and like the media to run with it. But all that really matters is how does the fan or how does the team within that locker room feel about it outside of the fan base? And if I'm in that locker room, I love it. I absolutely love it because it gives the vibe of like, hey, we're not going to take anything from anybody, even if we just beat y'all on the field. We're not going to take any just like secondhand, backhand, kind of a comment from a team that we just beat. Forget all that. Like I've always said this, I think winners do what they want, to quote Ricky Bobby. Like if you are a winner, you can talk all the cash you want. And also, you can talk all the cash before the game if you want to, because, you got to back it up at some point. But I have no issue with BK saying this. If I'm a player in that locker room, I'm like, all right, it's that time. Our coach knows what time it is. We know what time it is. Like, let's go. I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about some other coach that we just beat talking cash to us. Like, no. I love that our head coach responded in the way that he did, saying we dominated them. I don't blame him if he didn't want to see the second half. I love that. And I think, too, a thought I had is I kind of let this whole, exchange settle with me. Don't teams that win at a high level sort of have a certain confidence and aura about themselves? Like, I don't want to make the comparison to the 2019 team for LSU because I think that team is untouchable in every sense, but Joe Burrow kind of had some sort of aura like this to him, did he not? And then you separate yourself from that LSU team and start to think about previous teams that won national championships. Didn't like Ohio State kind of have this vibe to them? National title or bust, not taking anything from anyone. Michigan the year before, Blake Corum saying during spring ball at a basketball game, hey, we're coming for the national championship. It's like, Blake, we haven't even played it down in the spring just yet, brother. Like, we still got a long way to go. Aura, confidence, talking trash. Like Stetson Bennett at Georgia had it oozing off of him, regardless of what Kirby Smart did or did not allow him to say. So I love this from Brian Kelly. I think it says a lot about the competitive temperature at LSU. I think it says a lot about the confidence from the top down. And if your coach is talking this way and he feels this way, I guarantee you it doesn't stop there. It trickles down throughout the rest of the locker room. And that is a non-negotiable to winning at the highest level in college football. So I love that for him. I don't think Dabo Swinney was trying to take a shot, but the fact that he stepped into the crosshairs there for Brian Kelly, I think that is very much so warranted. And I don't think anybody's wrong there, but I think for Brian Kelly saying what he said, personally, if I'm a player, I love that. Absolutely love that. Now, Clemson, season's very much so still intact, a lot still to play for, obviously. I told you, I think they're going to lose that first game and then run the table the rest of the way, win the ACC, and be a team that gets a bye in the first round of the college football playoff. But they got a game this week at the crib against Troy, and if you're going to be there, awesome. But if you're going to be there, make sure you stop by the Whataburger truck, because Whataburger will also be there. So whether you're cheering for Clemson, whether you're cheering for Troy, make sure you drop by the Whataburger truck during your tailgate, okay? Get ready to bring home the W early with a hot, fresh Whataburger in hand, and no matter who comes out on top, I like to think Clemson comes out on top if you're a Clemson fan, you take your team to Whataburger, you know you'll feel like a winner. With food made fresh and hot every time, 24/7, Whataburger is the only way to get right for game day. So we'll see you all at the game. See you at the Whataburger truck. See you at the Whataburger, baby. Love that.